On the second leg of his five-nation tour, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold bilateral talks with the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. Several important pacts are likely to be signed between the two countries. Earlier, Prime Minister Modi had met Qatar Prime Minister Sheikh Abdullah bin Nasser Al Thani, who held a banquet in the PM's honour in Doha yesterday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi jointly inaugurated the Afghan-India Friendship Dam with Afghanistan President Ashraf Ghani in the strategically important Herat province. The Prime Minister was conferred with Afghanistan's highest civilian honour, the Amir Amanullah Khan Award. Security arrangements in Haryana have been tightened as the Jat community begins a second round of agitation today to press for their demand of an increased quota in government jobs and educational institutions. Haryana Additional Chief Secretary has said Section 144 has been imposed in 9 districts, especially in the 1-kilometre range on both sides of the national highway and railway tracks. At least 17 people were killed and 33 were injured in a major accident near Shedung on the Mumbai-Pune Expressway early today. A speeding bus collided with 2 cars and then went off the road to crash into a farm around 15 feet below the highway. Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal has asked BSF to ensure sealing of the Indo-Bangladesh border on a war footing. Chairing a high-level meeting in Guwahati yesterday in the presence of the Director General of the BSF, Sonowal stressed on erection of fencing works expeditiously. He assured the BSF of all help in sealing the border. Uttar Pradesh police have confirmed the death of mastermind of Mathura violence, Ram Vriksha Yadav. State Police DGP has said he was killed in clashes and his body identified by his associates. Meanwhile, BJP and BSP have demanded a CBI probe into the violence that claimed 26 lives. Maharashtra Governor C. Vidyasagar Rao has accepted the resignation of Revenue Minister Eknath Khadse. Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis said a retired High Court judge will probe allegations against Khadse. Earlier, the minister had submitted his resignation to Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. US Secretary of State John Kerry has said China would be committing a provocative and destabilizing act if it establishes an air defense zone in the South China Sea. Kerry said doing so would raise tensions between China and other Asian countries. He said such an act also would call into question China's commitment to resolving disputes over islands and maritime claims diplomatically. Prime Minister of Libya's UN-backed unity government has ruled out an international military intervention to fight the Islamic State group, which has had a growing presence in the country since 2014. Some 25 nations, including the United States and Russia, agreed last month to help Libya arm itself against the jihadists. But Prime Minister Fayez al-Sarraj has said he would not allow foreign troops on the ground. In Niger, 32 soldiers and 2 Nigerian soldiers were killed in a Boko Haram attack against the southeastern town of Bosso, close to the border with Nigeria, Niger's defense ministry said. In neighboring Nigeria, the army meanwhile said it had killed 19 Boko Haram militants in separate fighting in northeast Borno state, while 2 soldiers suffered gunshot wounds. The rain-swollen River Seine in Paris has begun to recede after reaching its highest level in 3 decades, easing fears after floods sent the Louvre and other riverside museums scrambling to protect their treasures. From a peak of 6.10 meters in the early hours, the river began to subside, falling to 5.99 meters at 5 p.m. The Environment Ministry said. Across Europe, 18 people have been killed in floods that trapped people in their homes. For the first time under the impetus of the Indian Space Research Organization and the French Space agencies of more than 60 countries have agreed to engage their satellites to coordinate the methods and the data to monitor human-induced greenhouse gas emissions. The goal now will be to intercalibrate these satellite data so that they can be combined and compared over time. The COP21 climate conference held in Paris last December acted as a wake-up call in this context. Spaniard Garbine Muguruza has lifted the women's singles title of French Open, defeating defending champion Serena Williams in a one-sided summit clash by 7-5, 6-4 at Roland Garros in Paris. In the men's singles final, Britain's Andy Murray will take on Novak Djokovic of Serbia today. Condolences continue to pour in from all over the world on the demise of legendary boxer Muhammad Ali. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, US President Barack Obama have joined world leaders to express their grief over the passing away of the boxing legend. The last rites will be held on Friday in his hometown, Louisville. Today is World Environment Day. Every year on this day, issues related to the environment are debated and discussed worldwide. This year, the United Nations has called for an international campaign to take strong action to curb illegal trade of wildlife products that are threatening the biodiversity of our home planet.